Hello there people, this is Bruce Cool or nintenbruce here, and I am here with a deck construction for Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling Network, and it's a proper ban list for once, unlike the Decade Duel stuff which is about 2 or 3 years old. Fantastic. So this is my port of the Crystal Beast deck from Decade Duels. Like I say, it is current, so feel free to use it to your heart's content. And if you haven't seen the Decade Duels version of this, then I'll go through the explanation of things again, as well as, for those of you that have followed me for a little while, the reasons why I've chosen some new cards as well. So, first off, we have 3 Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth. You know, 1700, average beat stick, plus when special summon and stuff. If you're trying to protect something, you can have it target that in defense mode. You know, very, very easy, and obviously you're going to whack it in the spell or trap card zone as soon as poss. 2 Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise. It is just there for defense, really. I wouldn't highlight bringing it out if you're using things like Crystal Pegasus and stuff to put it in the spell and trap card zone. I'll explain more about the Pegasus in a second anyway, but at least he's there for defense, and he's there for a few different synchro opportunities as well. 2 Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. I find 3 is too many, and if you draw into Ruby Carbuncle, it's not usually best. Its effect is when you special summon it in any way, shape or form, then special summon all the Crystal Beast monsters that you can from your back row, which can be awesome, especially if you've got Crystal Beast Pegasus in the back row and then you're replacing the items that you've had, or the Crystal Beasts rather. But with 300 attack, 300 defense, you're not really going to be placing on the field other than in defense mode from a special summon. 3 Crystal Sapphire Pegasus. You have to have 3. You can't run 2, you can't run 1, you have to have 3. It is vital for a Crystal Beast deck, no matter how you build it. Its effect, when summoned in any way, shape or form, is get another Crystal Beast monster from the deck and whack it into the spell or trap card zone when you want. Ideally, I always search out Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus for another Crystal Sapphire Beast Pegasus. And yeah, when you get it out from the back row, perfect, you start messing with things essentially and building up your back row for Ancient Ruins. Or, sorry, Rainbow City Ancient Ruins, whatever it is there, we'll get to that later anyway. But yeah, 1800 attack as well, nothing to be sniffed at. We've also got 3 Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger. 1600 when defending is kind of rubbish, but when attacking it boosts you up to 2000, and with any equipped cards that also goes on top and makes it really, really awesome. Say for example Crystal Release attached to it, that's going to make it take out a Dark Arm Dragon. Just goes to show really. So yep, run 3 of those. Here's a new one, 1 Malefic Cyber End Dragon. I find you can't, well you can run 2 I guess, but 3 is way too many. And bearing in mind, because it's a Malefic monster, you can only have that in attack, or rather attacking. Nothing else can attack, so you know, summoning out 2 would be useless. And while you've got a field card anyway, you might as well have that emergency there. You know, 4000 attack can take out anything close enough. 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, there for synchro summoning and getting around things that you can't usually. 2 Summoner Monks, like last time, discard a spell that you're not really going to be using and bring out ideally Crystal Sapphire Pegasus, even though it can't attack. Again, you just want to start filling up your back row as soon as possible with them. And bearing in mind, Summoner Monk in this particular field, unlike Decade Duels, you can then do an XYZ summon. Fantastic, doesn't class as a tribute. Going on to spells now, Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. I find you have to run 3 of these. It's just such a valuable card. It can do almost anything. Just by having 1 Crystal Beast in the back row, it can't be destroyed unless a field spell card is played anyway. 2, you halve the battle damage of 1 attack. 3, you can tribute a Crystal Beast monster from the monster card zone to negate a spell or trap card activation more than once. Why am I going over here? Stick with the Rainbow Ruins. 4, you can draw a card once per turn, and 5, you can special summon something from out the back. So if you filled up your back row and then you've drawn into Crystal Abundance, special summon out anything, and then yeah, play. Fantastic card, it really is fantastic. 2 Crystal Abundance, you could get away with 3, but it's a bit of a dead draw early game, and oh, it's just a beautiful card. For those of you that don't know, you have to have 4 spell or trap card crystal monsters in the back row, and yep, you tribute all of them as the cost, and then send everything else to the graveyard. And on top of that, for the amount of cards sent to your opponent's graveyard, you special summon out from the graveyard that many Crystal Beast monsters. So say you get rid of 4 items, say 2 spell or trap cards and 2 of your opponent's monsters, then you special summon out 4 things. And again, you're going to want to aim for Crystal Beast Pegasus just in case. So yeah, fantastic card. 3 Crystal Beacon. More often than not, you're going to have 2 in the back row to activate this, and yeah, you just start special summoning out more things. Again, Crystal Pegasus if you wanted to. 2 Crystal Blessing for those costs of rare value and whatnot. You don't need 3, that's way too many. Even 2 might be a stretch, but I do prefer 2, they seem to work out well. 1 Crystal Promise. I don't find I use it that often, so feel free to side it or change something else if you really wanted to. But again, with a Crystal Pegasus in the back row, special summon it, and there you go, there's a replacement as well. 2 Crystal Release, there for attack power, and again, depending on the timings, it gets out another Crystal Beast monster. As you can tell, this is all about just filling up your back row as soon as possible to either activate Crystal Abundance or get as many effects from Rainbow Ruins as soon as possible. 1 Dark Hole. Remember, your own monsters, apart from Levic, Plague Spreader and Summoner Monk, are going to go into the spell or trap card zone when you activate it, and it gets rid of it. It's an emergency card really. Ideally you want to hang on to this to the source of end, you know, dire stages. 1 Monster Reborn. Again, Crystal Pegasus or Ruby Carbuncle. You know, you can't go without Monster Reborn, and again, if your opponent's got something, go grab it. 2 Pot of Duality. Even though there is all this special summoning, early game Pot of Duality is quite good, because more than likely you're going to, you know, have a Crystal Pegasus or a Topaz Tiger or Amber Mammoth. You know, you're not going to be doing much special summoning. So Pot of Duality helps you search, maybe get a Crystal Abundance, or the cards that you would need to either boost your attack or get things on the field. Again, Rainbow Ruins is quite a good one to search for as well. Can't really go wrong with the Pot of Duality choice. Sorry, excuse me. 2 rare value. I used to run 3 back in Decade Duels, but in this particular format I find 2 is more than enough. So yep, effect, your opponent chooses one of your Crystal Beast monsters that are in the back row, as long as you have 2 to activate this. So remember that, because if your opponent MSTs, then this is negated essentially. And then yeah, you draw 2 cards once one of those is tributed, and again you can use Crystal Blessing to bring back the monsters used. 1 Terraforming to find Rainbow Ruins, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Solemn Judgment and 1 Torrential Tribute. The plus side with this deck is you don't really need that many traps. Again, Rainbow Ruins actually negates a lot of stuff anyway, so you don't need that much negation, and Solemn Judgment is there, you know, just in case. What you got to remember with Crystal Beast decks is you can't really run anything continuous apart from the beasts themselves. Yeah, anything situational is very, very risky. So A, you won't be able to pull off as many effects as possible from Rainbow Ruins, and B, you won't be able to use Crystal Abundance. If there's even Solemn Judgment's a bit of a risk, because if your opponent doesn't do anything or just sits there, you're going to have that constantly face down unless you negate your own summon. You know, it's just one of those things. You can't run that many traps unless you chain them constantly. So yeah, that is the basis. Oh, don't know why my screen flipped there, but there you go. Anyway, that is the basic Crystal Beast deck. In the side deck, I haven't really had a use for this yet, but you've got 2 Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat if you're, you know, if anyone loves playing Live Limit Area B and stallers that attacks directly. I haven't had a use for this, but I really want to play Queen Dragon of Tragic Ends. All you got to do is just simply have 3 3 continuous spell cards on your side of the field, and then yep, you just special summon without payment. You could run a Hammond of Lightning, I believe it was in there, but you actually have to tribute those monsters. So I kind of prefer this one. And yeah, 1900 attack is weak, but all it's got to do is some battle damage just to discard an opponent's card and for you to draw a card. Yeah, awesome. Fossil Diner, Packer for blah blah blah. Yep, again, gets rid of those special summon monsters on your opponent's side of the field when it's flipped up, and yeah, maybe some of yours, but you can whack it into the spell or trap card zone depending what kind of special summon. A 3rd Crystal Abundance, 1 Heavy Storm, Lightning Vortex, 3 MST just in case, an extra rare value and another Torrential Tribute for those Swarmers. Like I say, I haven't had a use for these swarmers yet, for the side deck yet, but it's there just in case. Well, in fact, you know, keep your eye on Fossil Diner, it's helped me out a few times anyway. And an extra deck, you have to run a Cyber Dragon for Malefic, a few basic synchros, Allied of Justice, Catasta, Magical Android, Gaia, Force of the Earth, Black Rose Dragon. Yeah, you guys know what these do anyway, but there they are. And then XYZ summon, or Xseed summons I believe they're called. Lever the Sea Dragon, just in case your opponent starts removing things. Zen Mains, Gemnite Pearl, Shockmaster, because you never know, you are going to be special summoning quite a lot. Utopia, Black Ship of Corn to get over things like Spirit Reaper, Marshmallow, and Steel Swarm Roach. Saying that, you've probably seen a game where I've been using the Xseed summons, and as you can tell, you can do quite a nice lockdown with Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, Steel Swarm Roach. Yeah, Xseed summons, don't be shocked. You know, don't be afraid to do it, even though you don't get the Crystal Beast effect from doing a detachment or anything. These can help you, they can really help you. And so that is my Crystal Beast deck. As far as Crystal Beast decks go, obviously they're not really meta and you don't see them that often, but give this one a whirl because I find it's fairly consistent, and you know what, you might learn to love them. I know a couple of you have tried it already and have made your own modifications, so give this stuff a go. Pop your comments in the section below if you want to ask me anything, or if you have any comments about the deck style, and give us that good old thumbs up if you like what you see. I do plan on bringing more of these bizarre decks out, like Volcanics and Amazoness and whatnot, and yeah, hopefully we'll see a few more varied decks online when we duel. So until next time guys, you take care, and I will see you again soon.